Hi everyone, welcome to my first Flosstube. My name is Andy and I go by Crow Stitcher here on YouTube, Twitch, and on Instagram. I know that most people do whip parades for their first Flosstubes. However, I am in the process of completely rearranging everything and reorganizing everything. So my first Flosstube is just going to be what I worked on last week, um, and I'll share my progress. I'll share what the picture what it will be finished, what it will look like up on screen, and kind of some stats, how I'm stitching it, all that kind of jazz. So yeah, let's get started. My first piece is the Christmas cupcake by Cross Stitch Studio. This was a new start. I started it on March 23rd, and I am stitching it. If I can get it out of the bag. Oh my goodness. Usually I don't have that much problem. I'm stitching it 2/1 on 14 count Aida. This is just a light brown Aida that I got from somewhere. I don't even know where. Which way's up? Hold on. It's a huge piece. I am doing it a center start because it is not full coverage, so it's this way. So all of the green that you see in the background is not actually stitched. So let me hold this up for you. This is how far I got with it. Come on, focus. It sort of wants to focus, but not really. Usually on 14 count, I would do 3/1. But for some reason, I started it 2/1, and I'm liking it. So we're just gonna roll with it. I think it's gonna look really nice once it's all done. A lot of the colors blend in at the moment because it's all like the frosting, but once we get to the outside, I think it's really gonna pop on this fabric. So that's where I am. And oops, that's the wrong pattern. Hold on, I clicked the wrong pattern, so we're obviously gonna have a moment. Uh, I want to give you my stats. Like I said, it was a new start. I started it on March 23rd, right? Yeah, of this year, obviously, this past month. And I am at 1.6% complete. They're with 1,068 stitches, and it has a total of 67,748 stitches. So yeah, new start, very early days, but I'm really I'm really excited about this piece. I love it. It's not something I would normally stitch. I don't celebrate Christmas. I celebrate Yule. But I felt like I've been really drawn to peppermint things lately, and I don't know. There's something about this piece that I love, and I felt kind of was Yule-y enough. Like it wasn't Christmas. So there's that. The next piece I worked on was Self Love by Birdie's Crossing. Um, this I got years ago. This was a new start this month as well. I've had a lot of new starts. This was a new start this month as well. I started it on the 17th of March, and I'm using this Silks for You silk. It's like a Halloween colorway. I don't remember the number, the PR number, unfortunately. I opened two things of silk at the same time and then forgot which one came from which bag. So I don't know. I can't tell you, but isn't it gorgeous? I absolutely love this. And let me show you in a second here. I am which way is up? This way. This way. I'm holding it the wrong way. So what am I even stitching this on? I honestly don't know what I'm stitching this on. It's a linen, and I didn't write it down. It was left over from something else. So I don't remember. I don't even remember the company. Honestly, I couldn't tell you. Let me try to get this there for you. So it's going to say you are more than numbers on a scale, which are the words that I'm working on at the moment. And I'm doing something a little bit different. Normally, when I use variegated floss, I keep it so that if I'm using two strands, the two strands match, and then I go one cross at a time. However, for this, let me see how much it'll. There we go. I'm doing it different. I just wanted to see how it looked, and I'm actually really loving it. I did it so. Oh, it's we're getting camera funk. Oh, that's probably really terrifying. Um, it's not really gonna let you see, is it? I'm doing it so that it does not match, and still doing one cross at a time, but so that there's two colors in one cross essentially. Um, and I'm really liking how it looks. Let me get you my stats on this one, which is on a different device because it's a whole story, y'all. I started with Pattern Keeper, which is on my old phone, and then tried markup and decided I liked markup better, but I was too lazy to take things from Pattern Keeper on my old phone into mark. It's just the whole thing. So I have some things some places, some things other places. I have 1,479 stitches done, and I'm at 11% on that one. So this might be a finish this year. I don't know. We'll try. We'll see how we get. Um, but that was the second whip I worked on last week. If you are Kofi members, I do have a Kofi, and I'm giving you like the totals that I have on each piece as of right now, obviously. But on Kofi, my Kofi members get monthly stats. So I put up on Kofi each week what I worked on each week, how many stitches I did on each piece, and then the total number of stitches each month. And then I also have a countdown from 4 mil. I have over 4 million stitches to do between all of my projects, but one of my spreadsheets, I stopped the spreadsheet when I got to a total of 4 million stitches. So I'm doing a countdown from 4 million for my Kofi members, so they get that update every month as well. So you get a little bit more info on my Kofi. Okay, my next whip it's called Easter Eggs by Happy Mood Point. I got this on Etsy. But this was a new start as well. This I started on the 11th, which was my birthday, March 11th. But I'm calling it Pink Pasankis. So I have about 60% Ukrainian heritage. And I'm stitching, before I hold it up, let me just read what I'm stitching it on. Because I'm not going to remember. I'm stitching it on Morganite by Fiber on a Whim. 18 count, 2/1 full cross with DMC 3326. So I'm changing the colors to match our bathroom. Our bathroom is like it's a vintage pink and teal kind of color. And I think this will look really, really nice in there. So I've got one egg. I've got the center top. Wait, that doesn't look the same. Oh, yes, it is. The center top egg. Sorry. I just had a moment. The center top egg done, and then I'm working on the border across the top, obviously. I think this is actually the width of it, the width of the border. Can't see how I'm holding it. So I think it's gonna look really nice, but I'm calling it Pink Pasankis. I like I said, 60% Ukrainian heritage, and I just felt this was a nice kind of nod to that, especially with the war going on still. which is a whole nother discussion. We're not getting into that, but let me get you some stats. Apparently everything has been a new start. Everything I've showed you so far has been a new. There aren't all new starts, I promise. I have 1,040 stitches done, and I am at 9.9% complete on that one. Okay. The next one is from 2x2 Stitch Art. They are Ukrainian designer. They are on Etsy. I got this pattern years ago, and this I want to be a finish this year. Wait, this is on this phone. Hold on, let me get it up while I'm talking about it. I'm very close. And again, I changed the colors. It's still reddish, but it's a bit, it's not just red. You'll see in a second. Okay. So I am using, let me show you the floss I'm using first. Now, and this was an oopsie, so you cannot get this. I am using an oopsie. There we go. Oh, come on. You had it, and then you... An oopsie cranberries. It's sort of trying. There we go. By Night Stalkers Calling. They do have an Etsy shop, and you can, I believe, still get the regular cranberry, but this was an oopsie. Something happened in the dye, and they couldn't reproduce it. There we go. And I think it just turned out a bit more mottled than and speckly than it normally is supposed to. So that's what I'm using. And I bought all of it. When she had it, I bought all of it. Now, this one I'm very far on. I can't even show you the whole thing. There we go, almost. And then the top corner. So you'll notice it's weird. The center dragon, I'm just gonna kind of do this so I can point. The dragon in the center is all just the cranberry floss. Okay. The border, the inside of the border with the designs is one strand of 310 and one strand of cranberry. And then the little line across the border is just solid 310. And I think it makes a really, really kind of stunning effect. I'm really glad I did it. I started a center start on that one, which again, I don't normally do. I wasn't sure if I would have enough just of the cranberry to do the whole thing in just that. So I started so I could make sure I got the dragon. And then that's kind of when I decided, you know what? Because I have a couple other dragon patterns from them. And I thought, you know what? Why don't I do that with the border? And then I should have enough cranberry to do another pattern. We'll see. Oh, stats on that one. I have 18,686 stitches done, and I am 75.66%. Okay, this next one, this is one of my biggest whips. This next one I got from Shirova Creations. They are on Etsy. They have an Etsy shop. Let me find, it takes a second to bring it up because it's such a big piece on markup. This big boy. Look at how thick this is, y'all. Okay, so this monster, like I said, I did get it on from Shirova Creations on Etsy. It is no longer available. So I got this kind of right after I found them. I honestly don't even know how long they've been open when I found this pattern. And so it's not available anymore. Now, just take a moment to This is the height of the fabric, okay? That's the height. So I am stitching this on 1/1, 25 count, easy count, even weave, Lugana. And I decided, normally when I stitch full coverages, I go horizontally. I go across the top. However, the first 4 pages of this horizontally are solid 310, and I was not about that life. So I decided to go down vertically. So let me see if I can hold this. Fabric is so big, I'm having a bit of a time holding it up for you guys. I just don't even know. I'm going to kind of show you sort of, obviously did not do all of this last week. I'll show you kind of what I did last week. Okay, so there we go. So that's all like 310. Then we got some 3371, some 939s in there, some dark browns, you know, standard dark browns. And then we're getting into, on the top left of the picture that you see on your screen. I'm sorry, I'm looking at my screen to kind of help you along with this. We're getting just to the top of the map. So we are essentially halfway down the first row, the first column of pages. This is halfway down. So we're getting just into the part of the compass there on the map on the left side. And so this past week I worked a lot on filling in a lot of this confetti in here. It's not really showing up very well on camera. There we go. Maybe, sort of. But you get the gist. So far I have 19,275 stitches done out of 560,439, and I'm at 3.4%. I have a goal to get this to 5% this year. I am determined to get to that goal. We will see if I make it, because, you know, shit happens, but I really want to get to 5% so I can kind of keep moving with it. I started this piece on May 9th of 2023, so, you know, not bad for a year. Now, obviously, though, a lot of that was easy stitching, just the black, so, you know, it is what it is. Okay, next up is a green Elven door. And I got this off of Etsy. Hold on, let me see if it says. I don't remember who the designer was. Let me see if it says in the pattern. I did get it off of Etsy, so if you go onto Etsy and you search for like green Elven door cross stitch pattern, you should find it. Let me look at the key, see if it has on the key who the designer was. No, it does not. So unfortunately I can't give you the designer. But like I said, if you go on Etsy and search for green Elven door cross stitch, you should find it. If I remember to, I'll look up and put it in the comment section or the description below. But that's also assuming I'll remember to do that. So that's what the piece will look like. I started this on September 23rd of 2023. And that's how far I am. So this past week I worked a lot on filling in down in here and a little, oops, I'm moving the wrong way. A little bit up here, filling in some of the confetti, but a lot down in here where this light comes in. So as you can see, it is sort of turning into the tree. On the top left, this is the swirl on the left side of the tree. So the trunk will be, I can't reach. The trunk will be down in here. So I am at 6,304 stitches out of 78,936, and I am at 8%. Exactly. Exactly. I forget what my goal was for that this year. I have a goal for everything, but I don't remember what that one was. Okay, next up is the Artichoke Dragon. This I got as a kit from Pain Free. I am in their Crystal Club, so I get a voucher every so often. I think it's like 6 months or something like that for a kit. So I chose the Stanley Morrison. Well, I have a lot of their kits. But this one is the Stanley Morrison Artichoke Dragon. And I started this on, let me see. Where is it? Let me hold this up the right way as well for you. I started this on May 16th, 2023. And this is how far I am with it. This is the whole thing. So obviously a lot of background, and then we're just coming into, I say just, but you know, getting the left wing going on in here. So this past week, I worked a lot. Are you going to focus? Maybe? No? I worked a lot in the wing. In here. Filling in a lot of the confetti. I'm coming down in here. Oh, they're sort of focused, and then it... I love the greens in this, and I just love how the artichoke hearts are the scales of the dragon. I love Stanley Morrison's work. It's incredible, and there's so many on Pain Free Crafts. And then the little pops of purple for the flowers. It's lovely. So I'm stitching this 2/1 on 18 count Aida. And just using, again, whatever came in the kit. With Pain Free, you can choose if you want it to be easy count or not, and I chose easy count. I go back and forth, quite frankly. Sometimes I prefer, it's just whatever I'm feeling. So sometimes a lot of my full coverages are on easy count, sometimes they're not. It just depends. So I am 10,884 stitches complete out of 96,950, and I'm at 11.2%. Okay, this next one, I cannot show you because this is a Kofi exclusive whip. So what I do is I have 3 whips that I can show you the picture, but I cannot show you my progress. So what I do is on my Kofi page, I have 3 whips that are exclusive to Kofi. So that means that any progress I do on it only gets posted to Kofi for my Kofi members. So if you are not a member, there's 2 tiers. There's a $3 a month tier and a $6 a month tier. Either tier will get you access to the Kofi exclusive whips. So if you are not a member of either of those tiers, you do not get to see my progress on those 3 whips. This is one of them. So I'm not going to give you any stats or anything because that is reserved for my Kofi. Oh, we're getting the ring light. There we go. But that's what it is. It is a full coverage. It is a small full coverage. It was gifted to me. So I don't know where it came from. I don't know where they bought it. Or who the designer was. Because it's not on the key info. But it's a small full coverage. I am stitching it 1/1 on 28 count even weave, Lugana. And that's what it'll look like. And her name is Raisin. I have named her Raisin. But I worked on that this past week, and that's all you're getting on that one. That's all I can give you. And my last one, which I can show you, is Rosie Santa by the Cross Stitch Studio. I forget who the artist is. I don't have it written down. This was a new start this month as well. And I should have had that. I should have that on my thing, and I don't. Let me see if I can. Rosie Santa, I started on the 21st. Usually I write it down underneath the name on the on the bag, and I didn't. So this was a new start. Now, this is going to be difficult to see, unfortunately. However, I'm stitching it. I tried something different with this, and I'm rather liking how it's turning out. If I can find it to show. It's a big piece of fabric. Oop, I opened it the wrong way. It's a big piece of fabric. Like I said, this is going to be really... Oh, I'm doing it the wrong way, too. You don't want to see the back of it. You want to see the front of it. Come on, Andy. What's wrong with you? Let's get your shit together. Okay. So, because this I'm stitching for the bathroom as well, because to me it has like that Victorian vintage feel to it. Okay, again, this is not a pattern I would normally pick. However, it called to me for the bathroom. Apparently I'm stitching everything for the bathroom. So this is where what I have. Again, like I said, it's not even going to focus on it because it's so... There we go. I got it a little bit. See if I take my hands away, if that'll help. No. There. Well, slightly. It's background. There we go. So I started in the top left. So all the background that you see, it is full coverage, is stitched. And there are multiple colors in there, I promise. 3756, 818, or 819, 818, 918, 918, I don't remember. Light colors, like pinks and blues. But, as you can maybe tell, I'm stitching on our opalescent Aida. So like I said, I'm trying something different with this. Because it has that Victorian vintage feel to it. And it's Christmassy, right? I wanted to see if, and you are not going to see this on the camera, there's absolutely no way. But I wanted to see if stitching, I got a 20 count Aida, opalescent, and I wanted to see if stitching 1/1 would allow a little bit of the sparkle to come through, not to be distracting, but also just as you would see a little bit of that sparkle. And so far from what I have completely filled in, it does. And I'm really, really enjoying that. I cannot wait to get further in this piece. Like I said, it's a new start. When did I say I started it? The 21st of March. March was a new start month for me, apparently. I started it on the 21st, so I don't have, there's not much there. It is all still background. I will get to the flowers soon-ish. But I can't wait to see what it looks like when some of the darker colors come in and how well the sparkle comes through, because it is coming through and I'm very excited about it. So I'm glad I tried that. I think it's going to look really awesome when it's done. And let me give you the stats on this one. You see if it has I don't think it has the artwork is by Shabby Charm Art. And charted by the Cross Stitch Studio. So there you go. And let me see. I have 1,034 stitches done out of 315,875. And I'm at 0.3% complete. So I do have a ways to go, like I said. But I'm really loving how that turned out. So that is all that I worked on this past week. I still am going to do a stitch with me. I try to do that at least once a week. Streaming on Twitch, I do when I can. I need more spoons for that, and I don't always have them. So I don't have a schedule for Twitch. It's really just whenever I have enough spoons to stream, I will stream. But when I do stream on Twitch, it is cross stitch. Sometimes I'll throw some crochet in there, but it's usually always cross stitch. And it's just like a stitch with me that I post here, except there's a lot more talking, and obviously because it is Twitch, I can interact with the people in chat, which is obviously partially why it takes a little bit more spoons for me. So I think every week I'm going to do one of these. I do stitch a lot during the week. So I think if we waited, like I'm already at 30 minutes, I think if I waited for did 2 weeks, it would just be, we would be here forever. I'm not going to show you start points because I don't really do that. Like, I work on so many different things and have so many different whips that trying to keep track of the last point, like where I started on it for a week and where I finished, that's just going to be too much for me. So I'm going to do like what I did today, where I'm going to put up the picture on screen, or show it to you if I can't put, if I don't have it on my computer, I'll show it to you on Pattern Keeper, or excuse me, on Markup on my tablet. And I think that's it. If you like what you saw today, make sure you click that subscribe button so you know when I go live, excuse me. I'm so used to Twitch. It's taken me a little bit of a redirection. So you know when a new video is posted, click that subscribe button. Be stitchy. Share with me like what you're working on, new starts, finishes, progress, whatever patterns you like or you have. I love finding new designers and new types of patterns, and I want to hear from y'all. So share what you're working on below. Happy stitching, and we'll see you next time.